These collaborations have ensured that our security operations are comprehensive, they are strategic, and they are effective. It is worthy of note to state that not all our results can be reported at this time. This is as a result of the sensitive nature of some of the informations which are linked to ongoing operations as well as future operations. Nevertheless, we will share as much as we can from the security and the defense sector. This, we believe, will go a long way to counter misinformation, disinformation, and fake news. We also hope to galvanize support of citizens for ongoing operations across the country, as well as involve the citizens in our dealing with the security challenges across the country. Now, I will begin with the Office of the National Security Advisor. There's need to look at what the office has done over the past 1 year. The Office of the National Security Advisor has been pivotal in coordinating national security strategies and ensuring synergy among various security agencies. During the period, the Office of the National Security Advisor successfully hosted the high-level African Counterterrorism Meeting. The meeting brought together African heads of governments, including our Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who served as the host president. It also brought the United Nations Deputy Secretary General and leaders of other key global bodies. The discussions during the meeting focused on stability in the Sahel region. Overall, at the end of it all, the discussions garnered significant commitments to combat terrorism and violent extremism. Relatedly, the Office of the National Security Advisor also facilitated the second leg of the United Kingdom Nigeria Security and Defense Dialogue, bringing together security and defense chiefs from both countries. Furthermore, in collaboration with the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Office of the National Security Advisor initiated series of economic security measures against currency manipulators and speculators. The Office of the National Security Advisor also coordinated efforts in the areas of human security and food security. There were also significant interventions to resolve several national issues. All these are in consonance with the increasing population-centric approach to national security since the beginning of the current administration. I will now move over to the Armed Forces of Nigeria and the defense. The Armed Forces of Nigeria is in a good and strong position in the war against terrorism and their cohorts. Indeed, many of the terrorist leaders have been killed, several of which I have named in the past. And we are making these terrorists pay a much heavier price than we are forced to pay in our ongoing counterterrorism and counterinsurgency operations across the country. During the month of May to June, which covers the period of this brief, May 2003 to June 2024, which covers the period of this brief, the potency of the terrorists was largely degraded, with 9,303 terrorists neutralized across all theaters. The armed forces also arrested 6,988 terrorist logisticians and informers across the various theaters of operation. And we rescued 4,641 kidnapped hostages during the period. Notably, 9,562 terrorist combatant fighters and their families surrendered to security forces during the period. And in the fight against oil theft, 1,437 perpetrators were apprehended, with 363 neutralized. Additionally, 245 kidnapped hostages were rescued, and all these led to a marked improvement in the prevention of oil theft in the Niger Delta region. The joint operational environment, coupled with the synergy among the security and intelligence agencies, greatly assisted in the optimal performance of troops in the conduct of these operations. Now a look at the maritime sector. The operations yielded significant successes, including recovery of arms and ammunition and arrest of violent extremists. Notable achievements within the period include the prevention of oil theft. Indeed, troops' operations denied the oil theft of over 91 billion naira within the period. Troops equally discovered and destroyed 3,051 dugout pits, 1,276 boats, 3,924 storage tanks, and 408 vehicles. Additionally, the Nigerian Navy, in specific, in the conduct of anti-crude oil theft operations, recovered significant quantities of illegal refined products amounting to millions of liters. Now we can cross over to the intelligence sector and see how they have played their role in support of the security situations in the country. The Department of State Security and other intelligence agencies played a critical role in safeguarding our national security through intelligence gathering as well as covert operations. The seamless interagency coordination ensured timely utilization of provided intelligence. And I would say, for instance, several intelligence-led operations have prevented numerous threats, attacks, and criminal activities across the country. Also, several high-profile terrorist commanders and their associates were either taken off the battlefield or apprehended across multiple states as a result of the intelligence provided. This prevented potential catastrophic incidents from occurring within our country. Intelligence activities led to several confiscations, which included illegal items such as improvised explosive devices, firearms, ammunition, and dangerous psychoactive substances. Additionally, the second in command of a notorious terrorist, alias Full Fire, identified as Mr. Teka Atoba, was arrested as a result of intelligence provided. Also, over 21,000 pump action guns, 440 pump action rifles, and 228,741 rounds of ammunition were seized by these agencies. Other items include seized suicide jackets and lethal weapons. Now, these seizures prevented potential attacks on citizens and security forces across the country. Additionally, criminal activities involving illicit petroleum products were disrupted and resulted in about 50,000 illicit liters of petroleum products being impounded. All were as a result of the intelligence provided by our intelligence agencies. Furthermore, intelligence disseminated to the South-South region contributed significantly to a reduction in oil theft. Now, what has happened in some of our intelligence agencies? They have new directorates which were established to enhance transparency and democratic principles, promoting security and economic stability through intelligence sharing initiatives. The intelligence community continues to provide both foreign and domestic intelligence services that are timely and actionable to government. Other intelligence activities to keep a tab on dissidents, secessionists, and transnational organized crimes involving Nigerians, as well as drug trafficking, human trafficking, fraud, cybercrime, money laundering, and immigration-related crimes we are taking on. The intelligence community continues to provide both foreign and domestic intelligence services that are timely and actionable to government. Now, the intelligence service collaborates with other services in furthering common national, regional, and international priorities set by government. This has led to effective representation of the country in regional and continental security platforms such as ECOWAS, CISA, and other regional and continental organizations. We can now flip over to law enforcement agencies. And with the law enforcement agencies, there's no other place to look first than to the Nigerian Police Force. The Nigerian Police Force and other law enforcement agencies have undertaken significant reforms and operations to enhance public safety. These include restructuring and reforming the Intelligence Department and reopening the Nigerian Police Intelligence School. It also involves the launch of the Special Intervention Squad as well as collaboration with international partners alongside the School Protection Initiative and the deployment of helicopters for train escorts along the Abuja-Kaduna route to enhance security measures. Now, digital support systems like the Nigerian Police Force Rescue Me app. This app has been launched and has led to some significant successes. The Nigerian police during the period of the year arrested 4,796 armed robbers. I will add suspects because they've not been taken to court. 3,068 kidnapped hostages. 2,474 suspects were arrested by the Nigerian police for rape and sexual crimes, and 1,213 suspects were arrested for unlawful possession of firearms during the year. The police also arrested 3,523 suspected cultists, 3,381 suspects for murder and homicide, and 13,382 suspects for other offenses. Additionally, the Nigerian police rescued 1,713 kidnapped hostages, recovered 2,566 firearms, as well as recovered 19,310 ammunitions of all calibers. Also recovered 1,465 vehicles and motorcycles over the period. After the police, we can look at the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps recorded significant feats to bolster internal security and secure critical infrastructures across the country. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps established the Save the School Response Coordination Center. They also foiled over 48 school attacks and kidnap attempts nationwide during the period. They equally launched the Controller General Mining Marshal. These mining marshals combat illegal mining activities, dismantling 1,975 illegal mining sites and 165 illegal refining sites across the country. The illegal refining sites were uncovered and dismantled. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps also enhanced communication initiatives. They promoted public awareness as well as embarked on sensitization programs across the country. Now to the custodial management. The pivotal role in law enforcement played in custodial management cannot be overemphasized. Custodial management ensured the proper care, rehabilitation, and reintegration of inmates into society. During the last 1 year, the Nigerian Correctional Service focused on enhancing custodial practices, This was achieved through enhanced inmate training and productivity, increased revenue from correctional farm centers and vocational skill workshops, as well as educational advancements for inmates. Inmates' welfare was improved, and this was done through the distribution of beddings, uniforms, and hygiene materials, coupled with access to health care. Efforts to decongest custodial centers through fines, renovations, and expansion have been significant during the period. Meanwhile, staff welfare was enhanced through the promotion of 10,000 officers and men of the Nigerian Correctional Services, as well as their working conditions improved.